You have heard of Let It Die, right? The soulsborne style free-to-play game that slipped underneath everyone's nose and was quick to make a statement that it was here to stay on the edge of everyone's mind. With crazy combat mechanics and even crazier bosses and beloved characters like the infamously known Reaper Senpai, was trailblazing through the very established genre, but tailored it as if they came up with the idea and everything else was just copies. With enough lore and underlying secrets to be portrayed into a manga, they set their sights higher by adapting what mechanics they developed along with partner with the advancement of their story to bring us the new combat style battle royale, Deathverse. Promised to be able to walk amongst the other great BRs was not in the game's fortune, although, with it disappearing and being taken off the market as quickly as it had been presented, with many to question to this day was I just playing, and will it ever come back into our lives? Amongst their raving reviews before their forthcoming departure from the market, they have promised to come back better and ever more chaotic than they were previously, leaving their fans on the edge of their seats of one that can go from a far-off dream to an indefinite possibility. Time will be the only fact as the dwindling days pass by till we see nothing but a glimmer of their true comeback story. And second attempt at making a truly amazing game that everyone will be talking about in the social groups and chat logs. Welcome everyone, it's your entertainer for today's video about Deathverse, the soulsborne battle royale created from Gung Ho Entertainment and Super Trick Games, the like minds that brought us the infamous Let It Die hack and slash game. Moreover, going through the reasoning from their vacancy of the gaming market, and also if their return can be anticipated, or if it's just something to not even get your hopes up for. Well, let's dive in more of this game achievements and struggles. Maybe give the video a like or even subscribe if you enjoy the content being presented and would enjoy to see more of this series. But enough with the formality, let's dwell more into Deathverse, this beloved hidden hitter, and the tragedy of its disappearance. Ever since launch, Deathverse and the studio behind this bewildering game was striving to make more than just an impact onto not only the gaming scene but also towards the battle royale genre itself. Meanwhile, making a statement that you don't just need guns to demolish your opponents. Applying such matters as alternative measures of combat with multiple melee weapons that are equipped upon spawn and have different strengths while being various on abilities that allows you to be more strategic when approaching an enemy that made each encounter interesting than the last. Traversing through the terrain of each individual map also provided you with different hop-ups and also abilities that could buff your attack and increase multiple attributes that you could already have at your disposal that allowed you sometimes an advantage through your matches. Twist the take on the very expansive multiplayer survival genre, you compete in the futuristic reality game show that inspires murder, mayhem, and all the other fixings your parents warned you about in video games. Being also fitted with a special robot to help aid you in combat as you become a show's rising star player. We're introducing the mysterious and wildly morbid universe that was the Let It Die franchise, only flash forwarding some few hundred years, where you, the star player, are put into a death match with other contestants of the reality show Death Jamboree, keeping the same battle royale style of gameplay with 16 players duking out each match with maps that navigated through 6 hexagons, 5 different weapons to choose from with 3 to 4 variants, all with the primary and secondary skills, and the interesting mechanic for your health bar that is handled by your character's voltage, which is gained by successfully hitting other characters and smashing up the AI-controlled monsters strewn about the field. Now with all of these fundamentals that were apparent from the game's release, and even having the full support of fans that were brought on and grew even more curious when they transversed over from Let It Die, you could be wondering the same things those individuals could be waking up in the morning and now missing being able to log into Deathverse. And that is the $1 million question that hasn't been answered yet throughout this video. And that approval to your conclusion is, where are they going? Currently with the release of this video, there is the rejoicing of good news that for anyone who enjoyed the game will be delighted to hear. But also for those same few who will be overjoyed, will soon be met with the terrible fate of dwindling bad news. With only just being advertised in the PlayStation Store for no less than 4 months, developer Gung Ho Online Entertainment, has announced that the servers for the free-to-play title will be taken offline on July 18th of 2023, which Gung Ho believes this is the best decision for the game at this current point, despite the fact that it has to remove access from players. Less than a year has this game has spent on the PS Store, even though despite the cult following it has garnished with even more over, as those limited fans were also those that had particular interest towards Let It Die, and jumped at the opportunity to flourish their opinions and skills when their beloved fandom finally had a crack at the Battle Royale genre. Although that source of public appreciation could not defend this game from the onslaught that are the CVS receipts of multiple Steam reviews that put the game at many mixed to mostly negative reviews, despite the game having only been out for such a short time it had existed. But at least they didn't pull an Overwatch 2 with being the most negatively reviewed game on Steam. Remember though, there are also the guest appearance of Good News that is still of the relevance, despite it really only popping itself up like a rare shiny Pokemon on Pokemon Go. As Gung Ho sinks with the ship while screaming curses, they have stated this will not be the last you see of them or Deathverse, as they have pulled their game, but only so they can redevelop it in order to release again, with significant improvements for not only their current audience, but also the idea of an even wider audience in mind, with actually good development team points for addressing issues towards the game's matchmaking and also lag. Before the great departure for the server's closure, Death Metal, which was the premium currency for the game that let you acquire multiple outfits, kits for either your weapon or robot, the even material that were used to upgrade, was pulled for the remainder of the Season 2 and partial launch of Season 3. Left with only the apology from the development team for the sudden notice, but also showing gratitude to all of their supporters and disappointed players, we can only sit now lost in wonder of will we be able to hold up our katana again so we can strive to become the one last star. Hopefully giving another go at it could be the blessing in disguise that Gung Ho needs for saving their beloved game, and to not watch all their hard work be flushed down the drain. Enough time can pass, making almost the game's second attempt seem as a new release, with only previous players knowing the secret behind Deathverse's development. Maybe even convince newcomers to even give this game the chance that it deserves. Maybe the remnants of the childish dream from the player who enjoy their time online with some glimmer of ambition ideal, there could perhaps be an actual playable game worthy of having competitions or even tournaments. Then again, who's to say that isn't what Gung Ho and Grim Reaper Senpai has planned all along? Once again, if you have enjoyed this video or are interested in more presentation like this series, while also on this channel, then be sure to give a like or even subscribe for even more content sure to come your way. This has been your entertainer, encouraging you to stay humble, stay positive, and always remember.
Until next time, let it die.